Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 3 Wide TV for tonight's edition of Total Nonstop Racing Action and the Thornton Graphix Championship Race here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob Giaquinto, and alongside me is Steven Dosiak. And Doze, it's been a long 2021A season, and we're finally here. The final championship race here at Bristol, and this is going to be a good one.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, Bob. All comes down to this: a short track, big field here, hefty points lead for James Lorello. Can he stay out of trouble and capture his very first Grand National Series TNR Thornton Graphix Cup Championship trophy?
And, you know, this is one of those races where anything can happen. It's Bristol, baby. I mean, we've been seeing it all throughout practice, cars getting loose, getting sideways, and this is a tough track where anything can happen. But right now, coming into this race, James Lorello currently has a 21-point lead over his S2R teammate Ben Izinga, and I mean, as of right now, it looks like Lorello has it, but anything can happen in 150 laps here at Bristol.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to be patient tonight. 150 laps, 3 sets of tires, so they're going to have to make the tires last. There is a competition caution for stage points, even though it is the last race of the season. I look for a big push from Ben Izinga, Bill Edwards, Jason Freeman, Jason Gracias, just to try and inch closer, maybe for that final push at knocking James off the pedestal.
And, you know, taking a look at the point standings here coming into tonight's race, as we had mentioned, the 13 of James Lorello is currently the points leader. But behind him, there's a really good battle for second. Currently, Ben Izinga is 21 points behind him, but only 2 points behind Izinga is the 50 of Bill Edwards, and Jason Freeman only 9 points behind him. So really, this is a very close battle between second all the way down to 5th place in points. So this could come down to the very last few laps for second and third, 4th and 5th place in the points. But, you know, we're going to have to see as this race goes on what's going to happen there. But barring anything super catastrophic, it looks like James Lorello could be the Thornton Graphix champion for the 2021A season, as we get some cars out now for qualifying. Garrett Gleason looking to head out on the track, put down a quick lap. Decent amount of drivers here for tonight's race.
Yes, should be interesting. You know, the season finale. I do expect a little give and take here, letting these Championship 5 battle it out. As you see, Garrett Gleason, the fastest first sector of the lap. We'll see where this puts him on the pole here.
So a decent lap there for G. Going to go up a 15.965. James Lorello up to the top of the board as well. Lorello laid down a 15.381. So Lorello coming into play for tonight's race.
Yeah, I mean, no better place at a short track to be out front and stay out front. Kind of what everybody else behind you battle around. As long as you're out leading for James, it'll be a pretty good night for him.
Absolutely, as we see the 97 machine of Mike Floppy Tellier coming to the line, and, well, looks like his strategy of letting qualifying run out backfired on him there as he skidded across the start-finish line. As now we see the one of Jason Gracias driving his throwback ride from last week, and our defending champion of the Total Nonstop Racing League. Little issue there in the corner. Now Dave Harvey. And last week, Dave Harvey had a decent qualifying run, was ready to get out there on the grid, but inevitably it looked like he had some computer issues and was not able to actually make the race last week. So he wound up losing the 12th position in points to Philip Scott, which makes Scott the first one out, so to speak. So this will be a good battle to see who gets that, you know, the best of the rest. Aside from the chasers out there tonight.
Yes, and as we see Steve Kegman here taking a few laps around, I am looking at the left side of the timing screen. Ben Izinga, second place in points, starting outside pole as of now with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Jason Freeman, Jason Gracias, all championship contenders, all starting up at the front of the pack.
Yeah, and not to mention that the top 6 as of right now are all chase contenders. As we see Jason Gracias in 4th, Stephen Kegman 5th, Bill Edwards in 6th. And I mean, really, those 6 drivers were kind of the ones to watch. Kegman got the win, starting the season off at Daytona, and everyone else just kind of followed suit. Bill Edwards has had a strong season so far. Ben Izinga, James Lorello, obviously the two that were dominating, and the Jason and Jason show. They had some pretty strong runs as well as the season progressed.
Yes, everybody throughout the whole year had a great season. I am interested in looking into tonight's race. It will be interesting to see if S2R stays together with their pitch strategies, or is it every man for themselves here coming down to the wire? I mean, there's a lot of things that could play out today, so I'm expecting a very good race.
Absolutely, and I'm sure we could see some sort of gamesmanship just to kind of keep the S2R guys towards the top of the leaderboard. But at the same time, Garrett, the league administrator, said pretty much in no uncertain terms, do not try to modify or affect the way this race is ran tonight to try to get one of your teammates the win. And honestly, I am all for those kind of judgment calls. You don't want to have someone go out there and team orders their way around the track, try to take out the next competition or anything like that. And obviously that's not something that would happen here in the Total Nonstop Racing League, but it's great to see leadership of the league kind of step out and say, hey, no funny business. Let's just go out there and race, have ourselves a good time, and whoever wins is going to win.
Yes, if anybody watches, this is known for a clean and green race league per se, for the most part. I'm sure there are some cautions here and there, but that's just part of auto racing. With 20 seconds left to go in qualifying, looks like James Lorello and Ben Izinga are 1 and 2 points leaders. Will start 1 and 2 for the start of this Bristol 150.
And this is going to be a fun race for sure. We'll take a look now at the Shibby Shack Dash for Cash, where 3 drivers will go up against one another to see who is the better finisher of those 3. And this week, I'm going to go with David Harvey, Vinny Valvano, and the 99 of Philip Scott. Try to get one of those 3 drivers up there to try to take the Shibby Shack Dash for Cash. So again, the 38, the 99, and the 77 will be your Shibby Shack Dash for Cash drivers for tonight's race. So we'll head on down to the starting lineups now, as your championship leader James Lorello on the pole, driving the number 13 car on his outside the 17 of Ben Izinga. Starting third, Jason Freeman, Jason Gracias in 4th, Stephen Kegman, Bill Edwards 5th and 6th, Philip Scott and Chris Gabot in 8th, Tristan Maher and David Harvey rounding out your top 10.
11th, we got the league administrator Garrett Gleason on his outside, the number 78 of Spencer Tart. Following him, we got Dash for Cash driver Vinny Valvano with Mike Floppy Taillier. 15th, the Kyle Lewis. 16th place, rolling out is Jason Shue. 17th, he is our race administrator, Brian Rubel, tonight, so hopefully he has an easy night. And 18th is Austin Grover.
So that'll just about do it for our starting lineup tonight. A little smaller field than we're used to out there, but obviously with this being the championship race, people don't want to be out and affect the championship race, which you like to see a little bit of that sportsmanship out there. So the field out there right now pacing behind the iRacing pace car, and this is going to be a fun one for sure. Doze, what are you looking for tonight's race?
I'm looking for the Jason and Jason show to make a charge here. Maybe get one of these S2R guys out of the final 3 podium spots. They are locking out 1, 2, and 3 as of now. I do see Jason and Jason coming in 3rd, maybe, one of them. It would be nice to see a TNR upset of a S2R 3-peat lockout.
Well, we'll see if that happens here as the pace car's lights are off. And he's going to make a hard left turn right down pit road. And the 13 of James Laurel is going to lead the field to the green flag. Green flag is out, and we are racing for the final time in the 2021A Thornton Graphix Grand National Series. And the 17 of Ben Izinga gets a good jump there, and he's going to jump out to an early lead, about a car length lead over the 13 of James Laurello, and then the rest of the field follows by him. But hot on the heels of the 13 is going to be that 24 of Jason Freeman. Freeman tried to poke his nose in there, but the 13 of Laurello shuts the door as they head off into 3.
Yeah, everybody made it through lap 1. Good to see. Philip Scott, Shibby Shack Dash for Cash. Oh no, that is Jason Graphix running his throwback. There is Philip Scott. He is an aggressive racer, as everybody knows, and I look forward to him making a big moves, and as I say that, him and his teammate in the 97 get together.
Oh, a hard hit there as the 97 goes tumbling down the banking, but it looked like the former drivers of Waffle Motorsports, all 3 of them were involved. The 98 of Maher, who's one of our chase contenders, same with the 97 of Tellier, and I don't know if that was a bit of netcode at first and the 97 trying to save it, but it looked like Tellier kind of got into the outside wall, came down, and just kind of... Yeah, so it just looks like the 97 might have gotten in the wall, came down, collected the 99, and, well, absolute mayhem back there as we take a ride here with the 98 of Maher.
Yeah, there was just nowhere for Tristan to go, and as you see, the 97, 98, 99, not a good start for the former Waffle Motorsports crew here early into the race.
And just a tough break here as we ride on board with the 98 of Maher. I don't know if the 99 went up to block the 97, or I don't know what happened, but man, Maher just went for quite a ride as we see the 97 slide down on his lid as well. And that's just a tough break. The 98 has been pretty snake bitten pretty much this whole season. Always in contention, but just something bad happens around him. And again, this is another one of those seasons that I'm sure Tristan is saying, man, you know, this one's over. Let's take a break. We'll do the summer Stadium Series Trucks series next week and do that for the summer and come back for 2021B much stronger than before.
Yeah, that was just wrong place, wrong time. And, you know, Tristan always has a fast car, always in contention. But like you said, Bob, just this season has not gone his way.
Absolutely not. As the field pacing behind the pace car, looks like they're going to get the 1 to go here. As the 17 of Ben Izinga has been leading the race pretty much from the drop of the green flag. And not a whole lot of changes right now in the top 5 so far as they run. Izinga, Laurello, Freeman, Gracias, and Edwards. All 5 are chase contenders.
Yeah, we got a S2R front row lockout followed by a TNR second row lockout. Bill Edwards, I would expect him to make some moves to get up here with his 2 S2R teammates rather quickly. But we are only 7 laps into the race, so there is still a long night ahead. I bet we will see green flag pit stops, and as the pace car dives down into pit road, Ben Izinga is leading them back to the green flag.
And Izinga is one of those drivers who has fantastic restart ability, and we just saw it there again. Able to jump the start, get on the loud pedal quickly, and Izinga out to about a 1 car length lead, but his teammate Laurello right on his heels, and so is the rest of the field as they complete the first lap under green.
Yeah, everybody seems to file in single file for the most part. Jason Freeman, he's also a great short track racer. I expect him in the next coming laps to at least try and make a move to get past the 13 of Laurello.
Absolutely, and as we look a little bit further back, there is the 38 machine missing his hood of that's Vinny Valvano. Valvano, you know, like we said, like we just saw, was involved in that wreck earlier on, but he's another one of those drivers that's always there in the field and battling up, you know, just making the most of whatever position he's running out there on the track.
Yes, and the good thing about running at Bristol, it is not a super speedway where damage will affect you as much. You could, you know, I expect a lot of cars to be a little crinkled after tonight, but still be competitive. as to where any little bump at Daytona or Talladega pretty much ruins your race.
Absolutely, as we get some fantastic camera angles here on 3-Wide TV. The field just running laps right now, 13 laps down out of 150. Out front, though, the 17 of Ben Izinga still has the lead, but the championship leader and his S2R teammate, James Lorello, hot on his heels. Then the Jason and Jason show, and Chris Cabot moving into the top 5. Bill Edwards falling back a little bit. He's back down in the 7th. But out front, some pretty good racing, and we've got a great battle for the lead right now.
Yeah, Lorello seems to be running the high line. As I say that, here he dips down into turn, it's so hard with a short track. Looks like turn 4 as he comes across the line. Izinga just got the lead for this lap, but Lorello looks like he's going to battle him the whole way around this whole lap and try and get a lap lead for now.
And obviously the 13 has the inside line, has a little bit of an advantage getting into the line with it being the shortest way around. But here at Bristol, the high line on this progressive banking really gives the most momentum coming out of the corner. And as we see there, the 17 able to get the jump on the 13. But now look who's taking a look to the outside of Lorello, now dives down to the inside. That's the 24 of Jason Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman, he's very aggressive on short tracks as well. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and get his spot in line. And as you see that, I think he's just going to ride this one out. I mean, we're only lap 18 complete of 150, so he still has a chance at this championship. So I expect everybody in the top here to just take a breath and log some laps.
Exactly, as we see now the 78 of Spencer Tart racing there. There's the 99 of Philip Scott. Scott, like we saw, was involved in the wreck just a couple of laps ago, but he was able to stay out and stay on the lead lap, as we get a good close-up shot of the 7 of Garrett Gleason with a beautiful Dale Jr. AC Delco inspired machine with Master Millwright on the hood. The commish, as you see there.
And yes, people have seen those, Garrett. As people were reading in Discord, my wheelbase broke, so I am out of commish of a wheelbase for now.
It's always a tough break, getting out there and then only to find that your equipment just doesn't want to work, not able to get out there on the track. And it's great having you up here in the booth with me as we call this really awesome race.
Yes, I enjoy this league. I mean, it's a great group of guys. I love coming out here, even just supporting, being a broadcaster. I mean, you and Peter do a great job all year. You know, it's an honor to be up here with you two.
As we take a look here at Jason Freeman, Mr. Wall Smacker looks like he might have just tapped the wall lightly. It's Bristol, so a little love tap isn't too much. But as we see now, the field coming out of turn number 4, a great battle as we can fit 3 cars under a blanket for the lead. Further back now, the 99 of Philip Scott looks to the inside of Kyle Lewis. So score Scott up to 10th, Lewis back down to 11th.
Yeah, Kyle Lewis, he's another newly invented TNR driver. Always, great pace, always there. Great guy to be around. He also is another one that gets just caught up wrong place, wrong time, it seems like.
For sure, as the field makes their way, completes lap number 26 on to lap 27. Ben Izinga now, as we got a great battle for second between the 13 of Lorello and now the 20/24 of Jason Freeman there for second, but don't count out the 1 of Jason Gracias just lurking in the shadows. He's looking to pounce on these guys as if they try to get side by side.
Yeah, the reigning champion, I don't think he wants to give up his crown just yet, so I expect Jason to battle to lap 150.
Absolutely, and the champion of the Total Nonstop Racing League gets a really sweet trophy. Gracias was showing off his trophy and diecast of the championship winning car, and it's going to be great here as the field comes by. This is lap 30. We are going to get a stage break here at the end of this lap, and the top 5 drivers will all get championship points, which is going to be huge for guys like Izinga, Gracias, and Freeman, and Lorello too. I mean, obviously Lorello has a big enough lead where these points won't matter all too much, but later on the race, if some sort of trouble happens, the 13 might be able to use these stage breaks to his advantage, as it looks like Freeman was able to get around Lorello. Same with Gracias, as the caution flag flew.
Yes, that was one caution for 30 laps. It was great racing, kind of single file, but I expected these guys just to ride, log some laps, and I'd say at about 100, lap 100 with 50 to go, I think the gloves are going to come off and you're going to see some real racing.
For sure, it is going to be a battle, and now the question is, there's 30 laps on your tires, you only get a handful of sets of tires in the pits. Do you come down and take tires? Do you just take fuel? What are you doing here? Well, the answer is the 17 thought about it, but I don't know if he just missed it or tried to fake everyone out, but looks like for the most part Jason Freeman on back is going to make their way down pit road.
Yes, and I think Freeman might have missed the commitment cone, if I could be mistaken. It will be interesting to see if he does get a penalty. We're going back to the replay here now. It looked like he made a late dive into pit road, and I'm not sure he had all four tires below that orange box. As we're looking, ooh, that might be a penalty. We'll have to go back and wait to see if the 24 did get a penalty.
Yeah, we'll have to see there. I know, obviously, in real life NASCAR, that box is the end-all, be-all for pit road entry. I know here in iRacing, typically the yellow cone starts pit road and the blue cone finishes pit road. But it's going to be interesting for sure to see if the 24 gets penalized here before they go back to green.
Yes, it looked like the leader stayed out. 2 through 4 did come in and pit. David Harvey stayed out. Bill Edwards looked like he stayed out. If not, just took fuel only.
So a lot of different strategies here as the field gets back behind the pace car. And with the way the 17 has been running, I don't think he really used up his stuff all that much. And I'm sure a lot of the other drivers on pit road didn't take tires yet because, like you had mentioned, Doze, there's only 3 sets of tires in the pits, not including the set that you started the race on. So that's going to be interesting to see, okay, how many tires can you save in the pits, and how much tire can you save on the racetrack as well?
Yeah, Izinga, Lorello, Freeman, Gracias, they are all great at managing their tires. So, it does not surprise me that, Edwards, Izinga, they all, elected not to take tires, it looks like. So, I would say, with the 2 other sets that they have in the pits, could be helpful for that late race caution that we might see.
For sure, and with it being Bristol, late race cautions are kind of the MO. As the pace car lights are off, he's getting ready to make that hard left turn down onto pit road, and we'll be back racing in no time. Ben Izinga leads the field, David Harvey in second, Bill Edwards in third, Jason Gracias in fourth, Spencer Tart rounds out the top 5 as the green flag is in the air, and we are back racing here at Bristol.
And another great restart by Izinga. Harvey, he did get a good one as well. He is right on his tail as the field does make their way to turns 3 and 4. Another lap led for Izinga here.
Yeah, Izinga really just kind of running away with the amount of laps led, but really not able to get too far out from the field. A fast and frantic pace here as we ride on board with the 50 of Bill Edwards. Edwards taking that middle line as he tried to take a peek to the inside of the 48 of Chris Gabot. And now we've got a pass for, I believe that is second, as Jason Freeman gets to the inside of Harvey and says, all right, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, Harvey might be in a little trouble here. It looks like Lorello and Gracias and Spencer Tart might be on fresh tires, so the choice to stay out for Harvey might come back as we have a pass for the lead here. Jason Freeman on the outside of Ben Izinga looking to lead his first laps here at Bristol.
Yeah, it looked like Izinga just kind of pulled over and said, all right, you're much faster than me, go for it, I've got my own race to run, and just kind of pulled over and let the 24 get by him, as now Izinga under pressure by the championship leader right now, James Lorello.
Yeah, Izinga's pretty much has to finish above Lorello for any chance, but looks like these fresh tires are paying off for the 24 and the 13, as they made those passes look very easy on Lorello.
And Lorello, another driver, driving his throwback, or, well, really a throw forward from last week. We were talking about last week's race. Lorello driving his Elizabeth Lorello racing car. That's actually the car that his daughter is going to be driving when she gets into real life racing, doing some, I believe he said, some quarter midget racing, and that'll be the design that she'll be wearing on there. So we figured it'll bring him some luck out there in the championship race. And, well, so far, started P2 or P1, currently running P2, and having a good race in that paint scheme.
Yes, as we got a little blanket of cars here. We got David Harvey stuck on the high side with older tires. Jason Gracias looking battling side by side with Spencer Tart, it looks like. I expect these guys to, as we see this, Bill Edwards, Philip Scott, Garrett Gleason, Kyle Lewis, they're all starting to join this little gaggle of cars here.
And a little gaggle of cars turning into a really good battle there. The 70. Oh, trouble! The one of Jason Gracias gets tagged by Spencer Tart. Kyle Lewis in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we're going to be under caution again here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, side-by-side racing here at Bristol. Looks like Gracias tried to come down, looks like. Spencer Tart trying to come up, and he just clips his left rear quarter panel and, sends the one around. Philip Scott comes into the picture here shortly. He gets him, and Garrett Gleason, the commish, avoids it. Kyle Lewis, wrong place, wrong time yet again.
And just a tough break for all those drivers involved. The one of Gracias especially, he was having a good race coming into tonight. Only a handful of points behind the next guy in line, in points behind him. So tough break. He's going to have to get out there and try to fix as much damage as he can under caution. But again, these caution laps at Bristol are not very long. I mean, 15 plus second lap in green flag turns into probably about a 40 or so second lap under caution. So not a whole lot of time to get down there, get all the damage fixed, try not to lose a lap. And, it's going to be tough there for the rest of this race if you're the one of Jason Gracias.
Yeah, the only good thing is, maybe multiple cautions to go in and chip away at the repairs. It is Bristol, so, you can run with some damage and you still could be competitive. So there's still a long race to go. We're on lap 48 of 150, just closing in on, a third of the way done. And it's already starting to see like it's starting to heat up. We're getting some cars jumbled together. Going to be exciting from here out in.
And if I'm not mistaken, the MaxGraphics.co Lucky Dog award winner for this caution, I believe, was the 38 of Vincent Valvano. So Valvano gets back up on the lead lap. And as of right now, everyone on the lead lap, except for the 97 and 98 who were involved in that accident back on lap 6.
Yes, so we will have 14 cars on the lead lap. Jason Freeman out front. How long can he stay out front? Will Lorello just ride behind him and secure his championship, or does he want to go out as a double winner, the series finale and the championship?
We'll definitely have to see as this race goes on. As you take a look there on the lower left-hand side, or lower right-hand side of your screen, we have the pit strategy up there. Looks like Freeman, Lorello, Gabot, and Tart all pitted on the same lap. Only one out there who did not pit yet in the top 5 is the 17 of Ben Izinga. We've got Dave Harvey, Bill Edwards also have yet to pit prior to this caution. Looks like they had just pitted now. So interesting strategies out there on the racetrack as the lights on the pace car are off. And the field will be getting ready to go green this time by.
Yes, and Jason Freeman has taken the inside line, just like the previous 2 restarts with Izinga. I did notice it looks like all 3 S2R drivers are on different pit strategies. So is this kind of a, race for themselves as the pace car ducks down in? We will finish that later in the race.
So green flag is out. Jason Freeman gets on the loud pedal, and he'll get the lead down into turn number 1. The 13 of James Lorello up on the high side. And now we've got a battle for third between the 48 of Chris Gabot and the 17 of Ben Izinga. Gabot wins that one easily, having the preferred line on the outside. So we'll slot Gabot up to third. Izinga backs down to fourth. And now his S2R teammate looking to set his sights. That's the 78 of Spencer Tart.
Yeah, I did notice, though, Izinga has been running the lower line here. I don't know if because he's on older tires, is he kind of letting people with fresh tires go around him? But will be interesting to see if, when he does get new tires, does he prefer that bottom line yet again?
And talking about movers of the race, right now the 7 of Garrett Gleason having a good run for himself tonight. Currently slotted in the 7th position. You see him right there in the center of your screen. He's currently trying to put some pressure on the 77 of David Harvey, and Bristol is just one of those tracks, I feel, for Gleason that really fits and suits his driving style. In the National Sim Racing Association on Friday nights, Garrett has had some pretty good runs here at Bristol as we ride on board with him in the very purple fuzzy driver suit. It's a good look out there for G. His pit crew also decked out in purple fuzziness. So hopefully that'll lead to some success out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, and here you see Bill Edwards with fresh tires after that caution. He makes the pass on, looks like Ben Izinga, as he has his sights set now on David Harvey looking on the inside. Tucks back in line here. So the fresh tires of Bill Edwards has him climbing up the leaderboard.
And this strategy that Izinga has definitely requires a lot of patience and a lot of give and take. You're out there on old tires. I believe some of the oldest tires out there on the racetrack, as we see a pretty good battle for fourth right now between Harvey and Edwards. It's got to be frustrating saying, all right, I know I'm faster than these guys, but I just got to run my course, let whatever happens. I know I'm on my own strategy, get a couple cautions in my favor, and he'll be back up at the front in no time.
Yes, this is also a track, Bristol, where you're racing the track. There are other cars on the track with you, but you are racing this track. This is a survive and advance track, and it is fitting that the final does come down to tonight.
Yeah, good battle brewing right now for the top spot. The 24 of Jason Freeman getting a lot of pressure from behind by the 13 of James Lorello. And last week we saw a good battle between Lorello and Andrew Himmelman. Himmelman obviously not in tonight's race. I believe he's going to be celebrating a birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday, Andrew, if you're watching the race.
Yes, 16th birthday, so happy birthday, Andrew. I'm sure they will come back. At least his mother, I know Tana, will watch the broadcast. So, congratulations, Andrew. Best of luck to you and your brother turning 16 tomorrow.
Now we've got a good battle here, this time for the 8th spot. Garrett Gleason has it. The 17 of Ben Izinga going side by side. Gleason gets marked up to 8th right now, but the 17 of Izinga says, nope, I've got the better line. And he'll get around the 7, but Gleason's still holding strong on that bottom line.
Yeah, he's a great driver. He has to give himself some more credit. I know he likes to kind of just ride around and stay out of people's way, but, he is talented in this sim, and as we see here, Bill Edwards making the pass on Chris Gabot for 4th place, as he has his eyes set on David Harvey for a podium 3rd.
And right now the field getting around the heavily damaged 54 machine of Kyle Lewis. Lewis out there just kind of logging laps. He's going to be going his first lap down. So if things continue the way they do, Lewis will be back on the lead lap if the field gets another caution. But the way the field's racing right now, looking pretty clean and pretty calm right now, as the 13 of Lorello done some pressure now again for the lead.
Yeah, Lorello, just logging some laps here, riding right behind Freeman as he takes a look to the inside. Freeman covers it up a little bit. Lorello, he's a strong contender in both the NSRA Truck Series and the TNR GNS Series, so, it is fitting for him to be in this position.
That's for sure. As now look at this, the 77 of David Harvey. He's closing in. I mean, the way these two leaders are battling, they're going to be running a little bit slower laps, and that's going to allow the rest of the field to catch up, and that's exactly what Harvey's doing. Harvey this time only just about a second separating him, or pardon me, only about half a second separating him and the leaders. So that gap coming in and shrinking just a little bit.
And you see the 50 of Bill Edwards, he's also climbed into this picture on the newer tires. So we could have a 4-horse race here, within the next coming laps.
Yeah, it looks like Bill Edwards now, he's gaining, it looks like just about 1/10 of a second per lap as we go side by side now for the lead. Oh, things got tight there, but the 24 of Freeman able to pull out of the corner ahead, but just by a little as the 24 just kind of scrapes the wall yet again. And here we go, a 4-car battle for the lead, and this is Bristol.
Yeah, and, we are coming up on lap traffic right here, so, the lap car does pull down, let these 4 leaders come on the higher line. It will be a key navigating lap traffic later on in the race here.
Absolutely, as the 13 puts on the pressure, he's right on the back bumper of the 24 of Freeman. And this right here is when it gets tense, as the 13, as Lorello sits there, he obviously doesn't want to take out the 24, but, as you see that, a little bit of contact there between the 13 and the 24, slot the 13 up to the lead, and the 24 is going to drop back now to 4th as they're side by side now for 3rd.
Yeah, that was an old-fashioned bump and run it looked like, but it could have been netcode. It is hard to see on some of these camera angles, but Lorello does have to be careful. He has to run a clean race and secure his championship. It's not his just yet, so it is interesting to see him being very racy up front.
And a good race as well, as we see all 4 leaders still under a blanket. The 77 of David Harvey says, "Hey, I'm going to put some pressure on you, Lorello. I'm coming for you now. There's nothing left for me to lose," as David Harvey really, really tight on the back bumper of the 13.
Yeah, Harvey looking to the outside of Lorello, trying to take the high line around here. It looks like he will clear him to lead a lap here, and David Harvey to the front of the field on lap 78 of 150.
Just over halfway, David Harvey here leads. As now we've got a good battle for second. A couple of S2R teammates. James Lorello on the high side, the 50 of Bill Edwards down low. And, this could just be the case of a little bit fresher tires, as we see the 50, who was able to pit during this last set of caution, I believe, able to get down onto pit road and get some adjustments going there.
Yes,
but, pretty good battle so far.
Yeah, David Harvey seemed to have checked out a little bit. We do have this close battle for 2nd and 3rd place, and Freeman has lost a little speed. Let's hopefully he doesn't have too much damage from that little contact with the wall and Lorello.
As we see the 50 of Edwards get a little bit tied up. I'm not sure if he was trying to pick up some draft from the 54 of Lewis or what, but the 50 was down low on the racetrack as they go around the 22 of Kegman.
Yes, good job on Steven and Kyle for, getting out of lap traffic's, the leader's way, being in lap traffic. That is also key, for drivers. It does show some respect, and, we love to see that here at TNR. And
looking out on my monitor here, it looks like the 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier is back out on the racetrack as well. Currently 77 laps down, but out there just to try to pick up as many points as possible, as the leader, Dave Harvey, now going out to about a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. So David Harvey looks to be in control right now.
Yeah, and David, he's another great racer at the NSRA Truck Series and the TNR. He's always in contention. He's always fast. He's always there. Another person, wrong place, wrong time sometimes.
As we take a look here at the replay, we'll see how the 50 of Bill Edwards looked to do a bit of a crossover, faked high, dove down low, And you can mark him up to second place as he's able to squeeze around the 13 of Lorello. And Lorello seeming to be dropping back just a little bit after that contact with Freeman.
Yeah, I don't know if he picked up some damage or did he realize, hey, I still have to complete these 150 laps to crown my, championship season here. So will be interesting to see if, Lorello keeps falling back or is he just giving more room.
And speaking of drivers falling back, Ben Izinga is now the second to last car on the lead lap, currently down in 8th place. And he's getting pressure there by the 99 of Philip Scott. Scott, the last car on the lead lap right now. So, the old tires won the stage, stayed out, has yet to pit. And he's running around on 90-lap old tires. I'm sure he's sitting there screaming, I need a caution, just to get down on pit road and close the field back up on him.
Not only that, but 90 laps, I don't know what the fuel tank is. I know Garrett did add a little bit more fuel here. But, we do have to keep an eye on his fuel gauge as well.
So this is certainly going to be interesting here, as looks like Vinny Valvano has parked for the evening. 22 laps down, currently in 14th place.
Yeah, Tristan Maher back out on track after that collision with his other two teammates, the Phillips Scott of 99 and the 97 of Mike Tellier. Good to see Tristan back out on track, as you could see the green spoiler for a chase driver.
And it's definitely one great thing that that this league has done this year is putting the green spoilers out there for people like me who just absolutely cannot see anything. And it's good to see who is able to delineate who the chase drivers are from the non-chase drivers are, and this way it kind of gives you a little bit of leeway, like, okay, should I race this guy unnecessarily hard? All right, he's a chase guy, I'll let him run his race, I'm gonna run mine, and let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, and as we see here, Jason Gracias looking to make a move on 13 of James Lorello. Two chase drivers here, so Lorello gives up the position very, very easily, as Mike Tellier looks on the outside of Lorello as well.
Tellier to the outside. Meanwhile, here a good battle for 7th between Spencer Tart, Ben Izinga, and Philip Scott. These three drivers have been pretty much stuck like glue over the last couple of laps. I've been watching this battle on my monitor, and just kind of not a whole lot of give and take between these three guys, racing as close as possible to try to stay on the lead lap. But obviously they've got at least probably about 6 or so seconds between them and the leader, so they just gotta try to keep it as clean as possible and try not to lose too much time to our leader Dave Harvey, who's gone up to just about a 3-second lead here with only about 50 laps to go.
Yeah, it was nice to see a race within a race. And as we see that, James Lorello coming off of pit road. Are we on the verge of green flag pit stops here?
That's what I'm thinking here, is Lorello takes the slow drive right down pit road. And, let's see if Lorello heading down pit road is going to cause a bit of an avalanche. Here's the 17 of Izinga is also down on pit road as well.
Yeah, it's who's the first one to blink, and it looked like Lorello, he triggered his teammate Ben Izinga, who we know needed tires. So I'm sure he is happy to be coming down pit road, getting 4 fresh tires and some fuel.
And don't forget, this is a pretty tricky place to get down onto pit road. You have to almost exit in the middle of 1 and 2 to get down onto the backstretch, and the way Bristol works here in iRacing is you have to run the entirety of the backstretch and front stretch pits, regardless of whether it's green flag or yellow flag racing. So a long time on pit road is spent, and that could mean a few laps, as we see James Lorello lost 3 laps to our leader during pit road green flag pit stops, rather.
Yeah, but, with these fresher tires, as we see the 77 of David Harvey, the race leader, coming down for his service, and that hands the lead over to the number 1 of Jason Gracias.
Gracias missing the back panel of his race car after being involved in a wreck. has a pretty decent lead over the 50 of Bill Edwards, but obviously these drivers still have yet to pit. But I mean, if I'm Bill Edwards, I'm sure I'm going to be staying out for at least a little bit of time because he pitted under the last yellow flag caution period. So a couple of different strategies here as we take a look at the 40 of Jason Shu with a beautiful Dale Earnhardt inspired livery on the car.
Yes, and anybody who does follow NASCAR, Darlington Throwback Weekend was just yesterday, so it is still nice to see, some guys carrying over from last week into this week.
Fortunately for us though is no domination by one driver, unlike yesterday's race with Truex leading pretty much every lap I could think of. But right now, as we take a look here, is the 17 of Ben Izinga, currently running in the 11th position, only 2 laps down to our leader, about to go a third lap down. As my timing scoring is updating now, as we take a look here, the 24 of Freeman, 13 of Lorello, 77 of Dave Harvey there, all running a couple of different strategies right now, as the 20 or 24 of Freeman still in third.
Yeah, that might be the battle for the race lead once all this does cycle out. So did the undercut by Lorello pay off, to get in front of Harvey?
That'll be certainly interesting as this race goes green. Only 40 laps to go, so a pretty quick pace out there on the racetrack. Jason Gracias is leading. Chris Cabot second. Jason Freeman in third. David Harvey, who was just leading, drops down now to 9th, 2 laps behind our leader. So, right now, these drivers, I'm sure, are saying, all right, let's keep it green. We don't want any cautions. Let the leaders get down pit road. We'll get our laps back. We'll finally cycle back to where we were out there on the racetrack. But some very interesting strategy calls so far tonight's race.
Yeah, as we see the top 6 right now are, stayed out. As you see Kegman about to fall another lap down to Gracias. So really, once all the cycle throughs, it will be the number 13 and the 77 battling for the race lead.
And that is going to be a good battle because they are pretty much right on top of each other on the track as we see them just coming out of turn 4 as the leader heads off into turn number 1. So this will be the battle for the lead once everything cycles through. Now, that question is what happens to our leaders currently? How much fuel do they have? I mean, they only pitted a handful of laps ago under the previous caution, so I'm sure they have way more fuel than the leaders. So this could get interesting here with only about 40 some odd laps to go.
I did notice during those green flag stops, Bill Edwards did come down pit road, for service, as we see James Lorello making a pass on the race leader of Jason Gracias to get another lap back. David Harvey is following in Lorello's tire track, so they are both now 1 lap down.
And just an incredible camera angle here. Looks like a bit of a drone shot as we follow our leader Jason Gracias now.
Yeah, Jason, just staying out. He has nothing to lose. Maybe catch a timely caution, trap these guys a couple laps down, get some fresh tires, and, try and ride this one out.
So a good battle here. Jason Gracias, are you dizzy yet? That's a really good question. I had a hard time doing Bristol back when the B-Fix series was here a few weeks ago. Just with how tight this track is, a lot of turning, and just a fun track to drive, but certainly dizzying as these laps tick down.
Yeah, Bristol is a merry-go-round there, Jason. Just constantly turning that wheel left and left and left. But, you couldn't ask for a better finale of a race, a night race at Bristol. I mean, what more, how much better can this get, Bob?
It absolutely cannot get any better than this. Just some fantastic racing and good battling overall throughout the racetrack. Here as we see The 78 of Spencer Tart getting around the 7 of Garrett Gleason. Gleason down to 11th. That pass not for position. As now we see the 13 of Lorello getting up on the 24 of Freeman.
Yeah, those older tires, as you could see, Harvey and Lorello kind of just blew by Freeman, making it look like he was standing still. But, as this cycles out with 26 laps to go, this could come down to our 1 and 2 positions here between Lorello and Harvey.
And that'll certainly be a good battle here. If you're in the chat, make sure you pop in and say hi. Ryder Leangle in there watching tonight's race. Same with Jonathan Collier. Johnny Williams was popping in a little bit earlier as well. And Logan Skelton in there saying, hey, can't watch for long, gotta wake up early tomorrow. Just want to say good luck, Philip, and go get him. So if you're in the chat, make sure you pop in, say hi, and give a thumbs up while you're here. And why not subscribe here to 3 Wide TV? You'll get all the total nonstop racing action here on Mondays and all the other great programming that we've got here on the schedule for 3 Wide TV too.
Going back to how great this race is, as we see Philip Scott catch a little bit of the outside wall. It looks like there's 2 or 3 races going on within this big race. As you have the Harvey Lorello battle, you had the Freeman Gracias battle going on. So it's interesting to see these races going on as the big race is going on as well.
So as we get here now, 23 laps to go. Jason Gracias is the leader, and right now he's looking to put 4th place Spencer Tart 1 lap down. And the 78 just kind of kisses the wall a little bit, couldn't quite get it wound up. I'm sure old tires playing a factor there, not a whole lot of grip as they head off now into the corner.
Yeah, what a great drive by Jason Gracias. I mean, reigning series champion. He has everybody but the 4th cars a lap down as he makes to put the 4th car lap down. So I commend Jason for a great drive tonight.
That's for sure, as he looks to the inside yet again of Spencer Tart. And obviously with Tart still being on the lead lap, he doesn't have to let the leader by. He can battle and try to stay on the lead lap as long as possible. But as we say this, trouble as I believe the 24 or the 98 went sliding, and we'll have to go under caution and see what had happened here.
Yeah, it looked like the 24 Freeman got into the outside wall a little bit. Nowhere really for Tristan Mayher to go as he kind of locked up the brakes. That doesn't look like too heavy a damage for either car, so they should get back out on track, and hopefully everything goes well.
Now the question is, it looks like the 13 of Lorello is going to be our MaxGraphics.co Lucky Dog winner. But the question is, if those drivers that just pitted, are they going to take the wave around? Are they going to come in and get some fresh tires? Only 26 laps to go. What do you do here if you're a guy like David Harvey, Philip Scott, even Ben Izinga, who's 1 lap down? You take the wave around, you're back on the lead lap.
You are, and Ben Izinga, he has a chance to win. Philip Scott, I mean, all these guys, they have the chances to win. Now, you got to take your chances. There's no tomorrow. There's no next Monday. It all comes down to this. So I do see a couple different strategies playing out here.
And just kind of looking here at the schedule as the 1 of Jason Gracias does head down pit road. Gracias winless so far this season. Has 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s. So a good season for him, just lacking in the wins column. And tonight's race, if it continues the way it has been for him, he might be looking good to get his first win of the season in the last race of the season.
Yeah, and as you see, the 24 Jason Freeman coming into his pit stall as well, getting some of that damage repaired. It does look like we had a couple wave arounds that will take place. It is showing right now James Lorello as our race leader. I don't know if the live timing is up to date yet, so we will have to get back to that.
Yeah, I don't think it is, only because I believe Lorello was the MaxGraphics.co Lucky Dog. and Chris Gabot might actually be the leader, but we'll wait for pit stops to cycle around, like you said, just because with Bristol being a short track and the pit stalls all being on the front row, who knows where everyone is as things will start trying to cycle around here for the lead.
And, I would like to give a shout out to MaxGraphics.co. Chris Darwing, he does great work. Check him out. And congratulations to your NSRA truck win Friday, Chris. Well deserved. You are a great driver yourself, but a great painter as well. So keep up the good work.
And speaking of great painters, Johnny Williams in the chat saying hello, and he wishes he was there. Had a bit of an injury, so he was not able to come out and race with us tonight. So all the best for you, Johnny. Hope you recover as soon as possible and get you back out there on the track with all of us.
Johnny, another great painter. He does some great work in the Discord. So, Johnny, I know you're listening. Keep up the good work as well.
Yeah, Johnny painted my Shibby Shack car and did just an amazing job. And that's the car I use in all the B-Fixed races as well. So, one heck of a painter there, too.
Yeah, and Chris Cabot looks like he's chosen the inside line as he's going to lead us back to the green flag. The pace lights are still on, actually, so we will have one more lap of pacing.
Right now, 7 cars on the lead lap. David Harvey, Ben Izinga took the wave around. Philip Scott, the only car 1 lap down. Kegman and Bill Edwards, 2 laps down in 9th and 10th. 4 laps down is the 7 of Garrett Gleason, and Jason Shue, 5 laps down in 12th. Kyle Lewis, 12 down in 13th. Tristan Maher in 14th, 47 laps down. And out of the race are Vinny Valvano and the 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier. And actually, scratch that. Valvano is out of the race. Tellier is still on the track, but 76 laps down.
Yeah, so, we have a 7-horse race here with just over, 10 laps to go. So, should be interesting, these last 10 laps.
As the green flag is out, Chris Cabot gets a great jump. But here's the 24 of Jason Freeman. The Jason and Jason battle side by side for second. Gracias has it. Freeman wants it. And here's Spencer Tart in the mix. Tart goes up high. He's going to take third. But the 24 kind of pinches down on his quarter panel. But the 78 says it doesn't matter to him, and he's off into third place. Philip Scott behind these guys, currently running in the 5th position, but 8th place right now on the racetrack. First car 1 lap down. But coming out of turn 4, Chris Cabot leads, followed by Jason Gracias and Spencer Tart.
Yes, it will be interesting to see this midfield battle. James Lorello, points leader, heading into tonight. Does he want to stay in the middle, where a caution could collect him? I look for Lorello either to charge to the front real quick or just kind of ride around these last couple laps and make sure all 4 tires remain on the track.
So a good battle brewing here for second between the 1 of Jason Gracias and the 78 of Spencer Tart. Tart missed the last couple of races here at Total Nonstop Racing, so good to see him back out there on the racetrack. But as we take a look further back down in the field, 6th place James Lorello getting some pressure there behind him by the 17 of Ben Izinga.
Yeah, looks like Lorello did back out a little bit of this lead pack. I don't know if he is riding, but I don't think James just wants to ride around. I expect James to make a charge to the front and try and go for the double win tonight.
Yeah, with only about 6 laps to go, if it's go time, it's got to be now. Lap 145 of lap 150. 5 laps to go now as Chris Cabot takes it across the start-finish line. Jason Gracias in second. Jason Freeman moves up to third as the 78 of Spencer Tart just kind of kissed the outside wall coming out of turn number 4 just a couple of laps ago. So the lead pack right now just kind of spaced out a bit, but look for Jason Gracias to make the charge here as Cabot dives it into turn number 3, and he'll be seeing 3 to go here at the line.
And what a drive by Gracias. I mean, he's missing his bumper on his car as he got involved in an early race caution, and that just goes to show, short tracks, you don't need your whole car to be competitive. right now sitting P2, did lead a bunch of laps. So, it was a great night for Gracias. Cap it off with a win for a better one.
And now just 1.5 laps remaining for one of the newcomers here at the Total Nonstop Racing League, Chris Gabeau. He sees the white flag in the air, but does Jason Gracias have anything for him? Through turn number 1 and 2, Gabeau has a pretty decent lead, just about 0.3 of a second here. Gabeau looking to take the lead coming out of turn number 4. Chris Gabeau wins Total Nonstop Racing, and our champion is going to be the 13 of James Lorello. And wow, what a great race.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better race. It was fairly clean. A few cautions, but overall great. Great drive by Chris and James. As you see, a little push there from his teammate, a little congratulatory shove. Just shout out to James and Chris. Great drives tonight, guys.
Yeah, fantastic drive tonight. Chris Gabeau wins tonight's race, and a pretty good one as well. Gabeau pretty much up there, the top 5 throughout the night. But tonight's champion is number 13, James Lorello, the 2021A Thornton Graphix Grand National Series champion. And he's going to burn it down here on the front stretch as well.
Yeah, he's no stranger to burnouts in both leagues. It was a great race tonight, Bob. It was exciting to see the different strategies play out. Great racing all around the track, even between the lap car battles, the lead lap car battles. What a better way to end this race this season as we look forward to 2021 Season B.
So just like that, you see our champion out there burning it down yet again and just kind of soaking everything in. And as we do this, we'll step aside for just a couple of moments. We'll grab our post-race interviews, and we'll be right back. You're watching Total Nonstop Racing action, the Thornton Graphix Grand National Series Championship race here on 3 Wide TV. Back here, 3 Wide TV, as the action just finishing up here at the Total Nonstop Racing Thornton Graphix Championship race. And I'm now with our third place finisher, Spencer Tart. Spencer, Bob Giaquinto up here in the 3 Wide TV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, Spencer, a great race out there for you. Started 12th rather, finished 3rd, charged your way up through the field. Take us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pit anywhere throughout the entire race until that last caution. I was hoping it was going to come out a little earlier than that, to be honest, so I could use both sets of tires. No, I mean, it was a pretty good race. I didn't have a ton of short run speed. I felt like I was pretty decent on the long run, but I forced myself to be up there a little longer than I had to. Felt like I kind of got moved out of 3rd and, put up into the wall, and I went up there and I tagged him a little more than I wanted to. I really didn't want to catch that much corner of him, and just kind of wanted to bump him a little. I didn't really mean to get into him that much, but I guess rubbing racing, and it's Bristol, so put on a show for the fans, I guess.
Yeah, just a little bit of short track action there for you. Spencer, what was kind of your thought process behind only coming in at that last caution break? Was the strategy to kind of, I guess to expect a few more cautions out there?
Yeah, I figured, right about 90, I'd get a caution somewhere in there, 90 to 100, and then it'd be a wreck fest after that, and I could have both sets of tires. But that didn't end up working the way I wanted it to, but it is what it is.
Well, Spencer, this season has been a pretty good one for you. Got a couple of wins, and those wins in dominant fashion as well for you, especially with that Richmond win. I guess what are some of your final thoughts on this 2021 season?
I came in really late, even to get an opportunity to get into the playoffs, running I think 6 races before the playoffs started. Really cool, really good group of guys here. I mean, it is a good place to race. You guys have been putting on awesome broadcast. I mean, it's been a great season. Happy we could get all the sponsors up on the boards and speak about them every week, I feel like.
And speaking of sponsors, before we let you go, Spencer, do you have any shout outs for us?
Yeah, man, I got to thank Anthony's Lock Service. Thank Jason Fowler, Tony Gator Hater, all the guys over there that sponsor me. Big shout out to Bill Edwards at Fatal Concepts for putting on these awesome paint schemes. And thanks S2R for putting me on for the season. I had a good time.
Well, Spencer, congratulations being a playoff driver, finishing third tonight, and we look forward to seeing you out there on the track for next season for the Thornton Graphix Grand National Series 2021 B Series.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Spencer Tart finishing in third, and Steven Doziak, I believe you've caught up with Jason Gracias, our second place finisher.
Jason Gracias, Doze in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Loud and clear.
Well, Jason, you did lead a few laps here tonight in the season finale. Overall second place finish. Tell me how tonight went.
Well, this race, this party, probably, if I could define my season, it'd be what happened tonight. Have good pace, get wrecked, come bounce back. Looks like I have the strategy to win. A late caution throws a monkey wrench into my plans. Pit road miscue. Didn't give me tires, so I had to waste some time on pit road. So, and then I just couldn't reel Chris in at the end. He was putting on qualifying laps, and I just had too much damage. I was about 2/10 off of where I needed to be, but all in all, good race. Successful season for the guys here at TNR. A lot of new faces. I think we have a good foundation going into next year.
Yeah, I mean, we said you had 5 top 5s, 10 top 10s this year, just no wins. We thought tonight, you could break through finally, as our reigning series champion, with a great season last year, great season this year. Like you said, just wrong place, wrong time a couple of times this season. Overall, great season. What do you got looking forward to 2021 season B?
I'm actually going to take a step away from high racing going to 2020B. I think I'm only going to run a couple of leagues, so I'll probably do this league on Mondays and run with the NSRA boys. So hopefully, that keeps me refreshed and energized to want to come out and maybe practice here and there. That way, I don't have too many commitments to refocus myself. But should be interesting. I think next season there's a lot of tracks that are geared towards my driving style. Where we can save tire and have pace late in the run. So we'll see. Optimistic. I'm excited. Really happy that Billy Thornton came on board this season. Hope to see him next year with Master Millwright. And I hope to put on a good show for everybody.
Yeah, throughout the whole season, you had a great drive all season. Congratulations on tonight's second place finish. Last year's reigning series champion, so that's something to be proud of. Before we go, any shout outs?
Yeah, thanks to Billy Thornton, Dunn Raceway Park, Thornton Graphix for coming on and being our title sponsor this year. Thanks to Master Millwright for also coming on board, for being our Dirt Series sponsor. They're actually on my truck this season for the GTR Super Speedway Series here on TNR or through ITV over at NSRA. So hope to get them in victory lane as well. Thanks to Garrett, as always. He does a lot to get this league going with funding out of his pocket. So we're hoping to get more sponsors on board to lighten that burden on him. Congrats to our champion, James. I know he's going to get a cool trophy in the mail and a die cast of his car. I think he might pick his throwback scheme for his daughter. So that'd be a cool little gift you can give to her if he chooses to do that. And last but not least, thanks to MaxGraphics.co for being on my hood pretty much all season. There's a couple races here and there where I drove a black plain car when Chris had his PC down, but as soon as Chris got his PC back up, he whipped out a fire paint scheme with this Jeff Gordon Raptor-inspired car. And I'm pretty sure if I won that race with the pace I had in the middle of that run, we would have thrown that car out in tech because that thing was lightning fast despite all the damage. So if you guys see the paint scheme, just make sure you check out Max Graphics over on Facebook. Quality work at a really good price.
Well, congratulations on a well-raced season, and congratulations on tonight's second place finish, Jason. Look forward to seeing you back here next season for Season B, and also in the NSRA trucks.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And anybody at home, even though we're doing an off season, make sure you come over to our Discord and check out Mike's Stadium Super Truck Series. It's going to run on Mondays as a bridge series. Those cars are a lot of fun. Super competitive. Even if you're not the fastest guy, you have a chance to win. So come over and check it out.
All right. Well, Jason Gracias, congratulations on that second place finish. I am now down in victory lane with tonight's winner of the Thornton Graphix Championship race, the 48 machine of Chris Gabot. And Chris, Bob Giaquinto up here in the 3-Wide TV booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Hey, Chris. Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Take me through your race tonight.
Thanks a lot. I joined this league kind of late in the season, so I wasn't really racing for points tonight, so it kind of let me run a little bit different of a strategy. I took 4 tires on that first caution, and then I was going to try to run all the way to the end of the race if it stayed green. But actually, as it wound down, I realized I was about 3 laps short on fuel. So if I didn't get that caution we had at the end, like I said, I wasn't racing for points, so I was going to run it till it ran out of gas. But luckily, we got that caution. And I was really surprised when I passed Jason on pit road and realized I was going to have the lead on that restart.
And, we're just talking with Jason, and he said he actually had a bit of a pit road miscue down there, and then he was saying that you were running qualifying laps out there, so you definitely had the hot rod in those closing laps on the restart and everything. And just kind of take us through your season. You had 5 starts with us, 2 top 5s, including tonight's race, and all 5 of those starts were top 10 finishes. Just a fantastic run in what little of the season you've actually raced with us so far.
I'm really enjoying it over here. A late addition. A friend I raced with told me about this league, and we kind of all signed up over here. And I love racing with these guys. The races have been incredibly clean. I can't believe we ran 150 laps at Bristol tonight in under an hour. That's awesome. I love this stuff.
And, Chris, next season, looking forward to 2021B. Hopefully we see you out there with the rest of the new guys that came with you, the Dizzy Motorsports drivers, as well as a lot of our returning members. And, Chris, before we let you go, do you have any shout-outs for us?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys at 3-Wide TV for doing this stuff. These broadcasts are honestly some of the best quality I've ever seen in sim racing stuff. The admins over here at TNR, I don't even know all of them. I'm so new here, but Garrett for sure. I've interacted with him a little bit. And I got to give a shout out. I know it's a day late, but my mom's watching, so happy Mother's Day.
Awesome. Well, Chris, congratulations on the win. We'll let you go celebrate with your guys, and we look forward to seeing you out there on the track for the 2021B season coming up in a couple of months.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, and that will do it for our race interviews, but there's still one more driver we need to talk about, our 2021A Thornton Graphix champion, driver the number 13, James Lorello. James, Bob Giaquinto up here in the 3-Wide TV booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, man.
Hey, James. Well, first of all, congratulations on just such a monster season here at the Total Nonstop Racing League. I guess first question, take us through your season. Had some pretty good races. I believe 4 or 5 wins on the year, and really just kind of took charge on the season.
Yeah, it was a great season. Really just tried to stay consistent. 4 wins was great. I think I had 9 top 5s and about 10 top 10s. So strong. There's a lot of good racing, a lot of good competition out there. Until the last couple weeks, the points are really close. Before last week, I think Ben and Bill and those guys were only behind me by, 2 to 6 points. And then I was just able to stay consistent. I got lucky. I had a wheel malfunction at Kansas, and it dropped me back. I had the nice cushion, and it got them back to 2 points within. But glad I was able to finish it out. Stinks I couldn't get a win here tonight, but I'll take the championship.
Yeah, no, it was a strong and hard fought battle for tonight's race. A lot of battling for the lead, whether it was between you and Ben, you and the 24 of Freeman. Just a really hard fought battle, and we definitely had you pegged as one of the drivers to watch for tonight's race. But at the end of the day, the points in this race didn't necessarily seem to matter. You had about a 21-point lead, I believe, over Izinga coming into tonight's race, and just kind of ran your race and came out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. My goal was really to get the Ben reminded me that if I got the pole, I got bonus points. So I got to get that. It kind of gave me a cushion, so I wasn't too nervous once there weren't too many guys that showed up here tonight for the last race. But it really was a great season, and thanks to all the S2R guys, and we had a great run. Excited for some off weeks, and then to get back to it. This league has really come a long way, I feel like. I know that they restarted it last year, and to have this competitive racing, and that was a fun Bristol run. I wish it would have stayed green there. I think I had a chance to catch Gracias. I was catching him about a second a lap after I made that pit, but unfortunately was out of tires there at the end.
And just a great battle all season long. Came down to the wire here. And James, before we let you go, do you have any shout outs for us?
Yeah, of course. Thanks to you all in the 3-Wide TV booth. Can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast. Always put on a great show, and glad you all are on board and helping the league out. Thanks to Thornton Graphix for being the main sponsor, and Jason for admin the league, as well as Garrett. It was really well run, and I'm excited for what the future holds. And thanks so much to our teammates, always keeping it competitive. Bill and Fatal Concepts doing my paints. He's got my sweet paint scheme on here. That's my daughter's race car, her quarter midget. So I'm glad I got the championship. A bit of a monkey off my back as we go into the next season. I feel like it, once you get one out of the way, I can run a little looser, I think, in the rest of the series as we go into season 2. So thank you, everybody.
Awesome. And James, you're as champion, you're going to be receiving a really awesome trophy, as well as a diecast made of your championship winning car. So definitely enjoy that. And we're looking forward to seeing out there on the track for the 2021 B season in just a couple of months.
Thanks, guys. See you soon.
All right. We're James Lorello, our 2021A Thornton Graphix champion. And well, for one final interview dose, I believe you've caught up with the commish himself, Garrett Gleason.
Garrett Gleason. It's Doze in the 3Y2 booth. Do you have a copy?
But I would prefer that somebody with some intelligence, such as Bob or Peter, ask me all the questions. Thank you.
Well, Garrett, the season's come to an end. Give us a little recap of, this season went for you on track and as the head commissioner of this league.
I could keep on track pretty short and simple. I had a very lousy season. I was disappointed in myself. Had a couple mechanical issues with my wheel and whatnot, but there's no excuse for me not to run top 10 at Bristol. I'm a little disgusted with myself, but we're going to give it hell next year and see what happens.
Yeah, I do know you pretty well. Garrett, you do like Bristol, so I was expecting you to be a front runner in tonight's race. Um, you know, but overall, I mean, the season as part of a racer in the league and as a broadcaster, I mean, you do an excellent job with this league. Everybody needs to know how much you put into this. It's kind of like a second job for you. So as both of those from me, I want to commend you. What are some plans for the 2021 B season?
Well, a professional would answer your whole question when you asked it to me last time. But as far as the league goes, I appreciate all the kind words. And it's not a second job to me; it's my first job because I was fired from my other one. But I could not be more of a proud papa as far as this league goes. We're to the point where we're broadcast twice a week. We have the numbers. We just need some of the consistency. And with all the great racers we have guys fast from top to bottom in this league. And it's amazing from where we started to where we're going. And I think really the sky's the limit as far as this league goes. So I encourage everyone to check out everything we have going on. And I'm sure you'll let me plug the sponsors later on.
Yeah, I mean, you work your butt off in this league, and also congratulations to Bob and Peter. You guys do a great job here in the booth. Glad I could be a part of the third broadcasting crew in this league, as a racer as well. But Bob, I know you might want to have a question for G, so the floor is yours.
Absolutely. And G, first of all, congratulations on bringing the Total Nonstop Racing League back. A great couple of seasons there with ARCA last year, moving up to the Xfinity cars this year. We've seen some excellent racing and a lot of really great competitive races as well. I guess, my question is, what was the secret to not only reviving TNR, but getting it to such a high point here?
It's funny you should mention that because Mike and I were having a conversation last night about what makes this league so special. And honestly, it's just the brotherhood that we all have. Like, we don't have major problems in this league because we all either know each other or respect each other enough to not have the issues that pop up during some of these leagues. That, accompanied with the passion that we all put our time into this league to make it, from me doing things during the week to the other administrators to you guys in the booth, everybody does their fair share here, and it enables our league to run as smoothly as can be compared to what's out there. And I'm grateful. It's been a blessing.
And, obviously with this closing the door on the 2021 ACE Thornton Graphix championship season, where do we go from here? I know you said the sky's the limit. What's up next for the Total Nonstop Racing League?
Well, Bob, we're going to run our Xfinity cars again for next season, which will start after a 4-week stadium truck season that Mike is going to run. Schedule's still a work in progress, but it will be starting after the 4 weeks. And I hope that we get more consistency number-wise. We have a lot of fast guys that have come into this league, from the Dizzy Motorsports crew to the S2R crew to the guys that are the TNR originals, such as maybe Peter will be making an appearance now and then. So I'm looking forward to that. I feel like another season in these cars. Everybody has the track time, and now they know what these cars can and cannot do. And I just feel like the racing is going to continue to get better and better because of that.
Absolutely. And, I could go on and on about the sponsors that we have here for the Total Nonstop Racing League, but knowing me, I'm sure I'm going to forget a couple. So, G, why don't you give a shout out to all the fantastic partners that you were able to get here with the Total Nonstop Racing League?
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. First of all, let me congratulate James Lorello on his championship. He's certainly very deserving of it, and he's a great representative of our league, and he'll go with Jason Gracias and Peter Short into the record books as somebody that we're really proud of here. First person we need to thank is Billy Thornton of Thornton Graphix and Dunn Raceway Park. He does a tremendous job on our trophies for us, and that's what James will be receiving as far as his championship reward. I'd like to thank Master Millwright, who jumped on board to sponsor our dirt series. I kind of try to merge the dirt series and the asphalt stuff together as best we can, because Master Millwright's actually the business that cuts the trophy out, so it works on both ends. I'd like to thank Andrew Himmelman and Sim Shots, tremendous young man with that new startup business. He does a great job getting us pictures every week, and I'm grateful for that. Max Graphics, as far as getting a lot of these guys go to Max Graphics and Chris Darling for their cars, as well as Johnny Williams, who does his own Southern Sim graphics. Appreciate all the work you guys put into the paints for us. I'd like to thank Shibby Shack and you, Bob, for all you do with the Shibby Shack Award. It's certainly added an extra fun element to our races each and every week. The big one that helps us get our exposure is 3Wide TV. I am so humbled by what Peter, Carlos, Bob, Doze, and even Mitchell filled in last week. What you guys do each week, taking time out of your schedule and doing this for us, it's amazing. Thank you to, I think we had 68 racers show up for this season. So like I said, we have the talent there. We just have to get people to show up each week. So I'm hopeful for our opener at iRacing Super Speedway. We will have a full field. And one last thing that I have to shout out, one last person, is my Lord and Savior, Patrick Alicio. Thank you for all you do for me. And if I didn't say that, Bob would be mad at me. So thank you.
All right. Well, Garrett, congratulations on a great season here for Total Nonstop Racing. And man, I can't wait to get these cars back out there on the track and be up here in the booth for next season.
Thank you for all you do, guys. Bob, I hope to see you on track, but if we tether you to the booth, I think the people will like that too. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Garrett Gleason, the commish of Total Nonstop Racing, here to wrap up our broadcast here for the 2021A season. And Doze, this has been a fantastic season and a great race tonight. Let's take a look here at the final standings for tonight's race. Winning the race, obviously, the 48 machine of Chris Gabot, Jason Gracia second, Spencer Tart, Jason Freeman, David Harvey will round out the top 5. James Lorello in 6th, Ben Izinga 7th, Philip Scott had a good closing run there in 8th, Bill Edwards in 9th, and Stephen Kegman rounding out the top 10.
11th place, the commissioner himself, Garrett Gleason, Jason Shu in 12th, Kyle Lewis 13th, Tristan Mayhair, Mike Floppy Tillier involved in an early incident, 14th and 15th, 16th, Vinny Valvano, 17th, Austin Grover, and 18th, who did not run but was race control, Brian Rubel.
And just a great race overall, and such a fantastic season to all of these drivers out there for the Total Nonstop Racing League. Some great races all the way starting at Daytona, finishing here tonight at the Last Great Coliseum in Bristol. Doze, before we let you go, any parting thoughts?
Yeah, as a racer and a broadcaster for this whole season, I'm just proud of everyone from the racing side to the broadcasting side. You and Peter do a tremendous job. Garrett, Jason, gracias for, getting this thing in gear. I couldn't be more proud of these guys, starting back with them when they originally started in the ARCA cars. It's nice to see this league pick up. And Bob, I do recall we made a bet that any super speedway, you could take my spot and I will be in the booth. So when we head to iRacing Super Speedway, the track is yours, and I will be up here if you were, more than welcome to accept that.
I am definitely going to have to jump in and do some practice laps for sure. So that's certainly going to be a fun time. Well, that will just about do it for us. A special thanks to all of the series sponsors that Garrett had mentioned here for the Total Nonstop Racing League, for Steven Doziak, and for Peter Short, our fantastic in-race producer for tonight's race. I am Bob Giaquinto. Thank you for watching the Total Nonstop Racing League here on 3Wide TV. Until next time, we will see ya.